of all, wishing you a very, very happy Ganesh Chaturthi on this auspicious day, welcoming Ganpati. Also, we are welcoming some awesome teams out here in the IDRL SAH Championships Season 2, Episode 14. This is the second quarterfinal between HHR versus BBG. And we are going to see some fantastic action between these two teams from Hyderabad and Bombay. This is the 22nd of August. We also thank our sponsors, Beta FPV, and our local sponsors, One Marshall Bay, IRC, GetTBS.in, Quadcopters, and Zine Drone Racing. We today have a fantastic track lined up for you, and it's a very, very special track. It's in a chilled, cold atmosphere out there, and we are surrounded by some snow-clad mountains around the track and some frozen water as well. So let's go down into the track and see what's happening on the scene right now. As we are seeing on the scene, we are competing with the three pilots each team. Shady is going to captain HHR as he usually does, leading his boys Bangos and Astronaut, and Nishant was going to compete, but for now he's experiencing some internet connection issues. So Anand has come in as a substitute for now. So it's going to be Napster 2018 25 milliwatts and Anand, who are going to race today on behalf of the Bombay Brigadiers. So the action is all set. The players have been given enough time to practice. 3 or 4 rounds of practice rounds have officially been completed as well to test the connection. We do not anticipate any disconnection issues. And we will be in continuous conversation with our ground team for any technical lags or things like that. Also, if viewers, you are experiencing this video correctly and the audio as well, do give us a thumbs up on the chat. We'll be listening to all your feedback. And Rathi, just to be in the case, for those fans of Rathi, he hasn't been able to join us. Didn't get a reply from him this afternoon, so it will be just me. And we will be having a quick game out here of rounds 10. Again, to recollect, it's going to be internally competition between Shady and Anand, Bangos, and 25 milliwatts, I believe it is. And then finally we have, sorry, well, let's go with, okay, let's repeat this. It's going to be Shady versus Napster, Bangos, and 25 milliwatts, and Astronaut is going to compete against Anand, who is going to replace Nishant, the captain. So we are going to do that. All the 6 pilots are going to take off together. 1 point is going to be scored for each pilot winning. So 3 points per round maximum. And then the finals round is going to be sent with the pilots for the first position at 5 points given, and then 3 points given for the second position. So 8 points on the grabs for the last round, number 10, and anything can happen in this tight quarterfinal. So quarterfinal 2 about to begin. Pilots, get ready on the podium. We are going to start the race in less than 5. First to get off is Astronaut, and Shady is in the lead at the moment. We also have a beautiful we have woods out there, and they have to cover some of the grasslands and then come back into the field. Let's see from another viewpoint how Shady's drone looks like at the moment. We are going to capture some of these other pilots as well. There is a dive gate out there, back to the start gate. It's a very quick track. Not too complicated. Look at that. There's going to be an up-angled a kind of a tunnel as well as a down angle. And this is the woods. This is the area that can be dangerous. The pilots can, snub each other out there. And this is the Jacob's ladder that Bangos is doing at the moment. So Bangos is right by following his captain as we look at him from another viewpoint out here. And Shady is quite ahead in the lead. But the most important look at that. Bangos and Astronaut, both of these are flying into the woods. So let's see and capture some of the other pilots out here. 25 milliwatts is at position number 24. The FPV feed is looking gorgeous. Look at that. And you have to also go through the A gates out there, again, going through the, the tight wooden fields out there. And we are going to have fantastic competition already. Shady has already completed his track. First position for him, Pangos second, and Astronaut third. So it's a straight cleanup for now for the team Hyderabad Hellraisers. So a fantastic opener out there in their very first round. It's going to be scored as 1-1-1 in favor of the Hyderabad Hellraisers. You can keep a track on our digital dashboard out there at the bottom left. Also, viewers, just let other people know who have not been informed. We usually conduct these races at 9:30 p.m. SNL, but today, because it was Ganesh Chaturthi, we had to prepone the race, and this is the official quarterfinal number 2. So let your friends and family know that the quarterfinal number 2 between Hyderabad Hellraisers and the Bombay Brigadiers has already started, with round number 1 completed and the 3 points going for the Hellraisers. And now we're going to start the round number 2 in less than 5. This time tuning into the eyes of Shady. Let's see what he's going to bring as magic. And usually it's a tough competition already between Napster and Shady, but Napster has been fallen a little back out there. Let's try to cover Napster out here as he tries to forge his way ahead, but he's falling a bit behind out there anyway. And Shady is quickly picking up speed once again. Let's try to zoom in. He's just completed the Jacob's ladder out there, diving into the gate, now into his second lap out there. And let's see some of the other pilots. We have Astronaut, who is right now in the 5th spot, and it's unusual for him. But look at who is in the 3rd spot. It is 25 milliwatts. So it's very well done by 25 milliwatts for now. He's coming back from the woods. Looks like he had a good, strong recovery in lap number 2, and he's very well just behind on the tail of Bangos. You can see he performed a little bit of a mistake out there that might give Napster, and Napster has to get through now in the lead and chase Bangos all the way, because if he has to get any points for the Bombay Brigadiers, this is his chance. For now, it looks like 25 milliwatts and Bangos are a little too far away. Bangos 27 gates into the lap number 3 already, and Napster is trying to make it till the very finish of this gate. And this can be slightly tricky in the woods and then coming back into the main circuit and then completing through the dive gate. I guess that transition is what is difficult for some of the pilots. But right now, it looks like, oh my God, and Napster got stuck at gate number 3, and Astronaut almost was going to pick up that one. And Anand will be taking us home on the final one, but it really doesn't matter. For now, it's Shady's win against Napster, so we score 1 point for him, and Bangos is going to score 1 point against 25 milliwatts. And then finally, Napster, Napster did not get his points, so Astronaut against Anand. So it's going to be, again, a 3-point win for the Hyderabad Hellraisers. This is a fantastic start. The Hyderabad Hellraisers are off to a grand start, and the total right now in the favor of the Hyderabad Hellraisers at 6-0. All of the 3 pilots contributing equally out there, and let's see what happens in round number 3. We expect some kind of a feedback and coming back from the round number 2 from the Bombay Brigadiers. So let's go at the count of less than 5. All 6 pilots will be taking off real soon, and let's start this race in less than 5. First to come is the Shady and Astronaut. 25 milliwatts out there, but Bangos quickly in the lead behind his captain. 25 milliwatts trying to break in there. Look at that. Gorgeous takeover, but it was quickly toppled over. Napster also in a transition state at point number 1, but Bungos now leading the way, and Bungos, Shady, and Astronaut blocking the Bombay Brigadiers. They are very, very close right now. 25 milliwatts looks to be in really good shape at the moment, but he's making a few errors out there nevertheless. And Astronaut diving through that gate again, showing his supreme skills. He's landed up in lap number 2, and let's see what happens with Bungos in the lead, because Bungos is really showing his captain as the wingman. He can perform his duties as well as win the game for his captain. And this is again the transition from the woods into the main circuit as he goes through another corkscrew out here and the Jacob's ladder, and then he completes and dives out there, and Bungos is demonstrating supreme FEV skills out there as he continues the lead to back out here. And then 25 milliwatts are just a little far away from Bungos, so wouldn't be able to catch him, and 25 milliwatts has been caught in that tree as well. Napster meanwhile looks a little too far away, and Anand as well. So in the lead and very much in the driver's seat right now are Bungos, Shady, and Astronaut. And Shady this time says that, go ahead Bungos and take your win, because he's not going to compete against Bungos for no reason unless Shady comes back from behind. Look at that. This is the closest that we have had between two pilots. 1 minute 27 seconds and 746 milliseconds for Shady. He came back at the very last millisecond, and then Bungos 1 minute 27 seconds, 903 milliseconds. This is, you can calculate, it's about a little 150 odd milliseconds away that they were there, and Astronaut quite far away, a whole 12 minutes away, 25 milliwatts, and Napster still about to complete their races. So towards the end, we will see what happens. But right now, it's a done deal as we are able to score for the Hyderabad Hellraisers. They have all finished 1, 2, and 3. So it doesn't even make anything hard for us to score for the Hyderabad Hellraisers. They again dominate with a commanding 3 points per pilot. That gives them at the round 3. We have 9 pilots, 9 points competing against 0. So that's the story so far. Now let's go straight into round number 4. That's beginning in less than 5. This time we'll tune into Napster, because Napster has shown a little bit of a good takeoff as well. And let's see where he lands relative to the other pilots. Look at that. Right away in the lead is Shady. So Napster is at position number 4. And 25 milliwatts. He's really commanding at the start position. Let's see the pilots relative to each other. This is a very cross kind of a field. And 25 milliwatts just passed the intersection out there. Then he's going through that S-shaped gates again, doing that Jacob's ladder from the bottom around the flag. That could be a little tricky one, but then 25 milliwatts is also very, very in control, looks like, as he is demonstrating it. And then we have another intersection 1 out there going through that A gate structure. 25 milliwatts is looking good at the moment. Can he get beyond Bungos? Because Bungos is quite a little bit far away from 25 milliwatts. He's just a little bit away, and 25 milliwatts is trying to keep him hot on the tail, but it should be really never now or never, because 25 milliwatts has probably one last chance to get and topple Bungos, but look at that, 25 milliwatts committing quite a few errors and giving away quite a bit of seconds away, and but Astronaut is quite behind, so looks like 25 milliwatts, Anand and Napster in between the Bombay Brigadiers might be able to score some points out there. Anand is also doing fantastic out there. Anand is at position number 4, 3rd and 4th spots being right now being completely blocked. Look at that. And Anand and 25 milliwatts have developed a strategy to block Astronaut away. Anand is defending 25 milliwatts, his wingman as the captain right now. And 25 milliwatts completes and takes the position number 3 out there. Anand also playing a nice role in that dual strategy, while Napster, don't know what happened to him. He's still stuck, and he crashed out at lap number 1, gate number 28. And Anand showing us a little bit of a fair view on that last ride home. So let's count the points now, boys. And then we have Shady, a win against Napster, as usual, Napster has to really rethink his strategy really hard at the moment. Bungos has again won a point against 25 milliwatts. So 25 milliwatts third position did not really count in, but Anand has won a point against astronaut. So that has actually secured Bombay Brigadiers their first point in this game. Otherwise, it would have been, again, 12-0. But right now, the score as it stands is 11-1, with 1 point being credited as a result of all thanks to Anand out there. So viewers, also let your friends and family know this is not our usual time. 6:30 we started, and the game is now in its about halftime position. So let your friends know that we are on with the quarterfinal number 2 between two exciting teams, and let's see who stands a chance to win. Anything can happen. Nobody's game is fixed at red, but right now round number 5 begins in less than 5. And we'll take a little bit of a different view this time. This is the best that we can see as the pilots are turning into that gate, and then they are doing that tunnel dive out there, rising up the tunnel and into the woods. That is a woods area that becomes a little tricky, and it's all masked with some tape as well. Looks like some construction was going on in that part of the forest, but now the switch over back into shady. And look at that, 25 milliwatt really taking his commanding skills, and oh, it looks like a Napster right now is looking good. Napster is looking good. Napster has to really reach out to Bungos at this point in time. This is the lap that he has to do it, because the third lap becomes really tricky, because the distance keeps on increasing at the moment. And 25 milliwatts coming back from behind as usual. Napster following a bit away. Anand will have to overtake Astronaut. There is a good competition between to topple Astronaut, but Bungos right now, Bungos is a very fine pilot to see in FPV view. Intersection gate, then into the forest, and then showing a little bit of a skyline out there of the snow-clad mountains, coming back into the double gate structure, and then rotating around the corkscrew with the Jacob's ladder around the flag, and again into the dive gate. Superb to see him, and Shady has already landed out there. 25 milliwatts will be seeing, look at that, 25 milliwatts was supposed to win against Bungos, but that will be a little disappointing for him, even if he completes this last lap. It's only between Anand and Astronaut right now that the Bombay Brigadiers have any chance at all, but Astronaut far ahead into the lead, and he topples Anand. So really nothing in the game for the Bombay Brigadiers. So once again, and it's going to be all 1-1-1 scoring for the Hyderabad Hellraisers. They have broken all hell loose at this quarterfinal. They have strategized, they have played together, they have performed really well until halftime. And we'll be taking about a 1-minute break for all of you to refresh as well. And you can also get your soda and popcorn till the end and feel a little bit more comfortable as I wrap up for the rounds that have happened till now. So as we started, we had a little bit of some disconnection issue for Nishant. Nishant gave way for Anand. Anand is competing, and we will have to see if he is able to come back, because he was experiencing bad internet connection issues. But nevertheless, we started, and then in round number 1, and round number 2 and round number 3, the story was the same. The Hyderabad Hellraisers dominated all the way, and then eventually a point came in for the Bombay Brigadiers at the very last end, with Anand taking 1 point in round number 4, and then it has repeated itself, the cycle of really bad news for Bombay Brigadiers until round number 5. Round number 5 again casting a bad shadow on them, but right now they should be infused with the energy. There is some Red Bull available out there. This is a Red Bull ring, and there is lots of Red Bull available for the pilots to recharge themselves in this bit of a halftime break that we have, and we will be starting really shortly. and see what will be happening at the moment. Thank you for the viewers to chip in with your comments. Do predict your winners as well, and not only the winning team, do predict who is going to take the order as well. Is it going to be Shady, Bungos, Astronaut as 1, 2, 3 from the Hellraisers, or something else? And similarly for the Bombay Brigadier. So do give us your predictions, and we will be watching in. For now, the okay, let's see. We have to right now let some players in. 25 milliwatts is requesting. Okay, 25 milliwatts, you are in. You can rejoin the server. And if Nishant also wants to join in, then you can resubstitute Nishant. So, but for now, it looks like we just have to put 25 milliwatts in flying, and we should be ready to go. So let's go, pilots. We are going at the count of less than 5 post halftime. This is round number 6 coming along for you at the Red Bull Ring in the beautiful Norway. And Astronaut now picking up Shady. Astronaut is quick off the field out there, but Shady is also quick, very quick. This time Shady and Astronaut is backing up his captain out there, playing sort of the wingman instead of Bungos. Look at that. He's really taking care of his captain from behind. And Bungos is really also a little bit irritated. Looks like nobody can take his wingman position, not even Astronaut. That's what he wants to say. And let's take a look at where Bungos is. Astronaut and Bungos are competing amongst themselves and again climbing up that tunnel out there. And then we go into the forest area that has been taped in yellow tape. And let's see, from right now, Bungos is quite into the circuit, back into the transition that he has made. 25 milliwatts, meanwhile, looks a little bit far away. Look at that forest track out there, and back into some of the gates. 25 milliwatts is trying to really push it into the 4th gear out here and at least topple Astronaut, because Astronaut otherwise can get very, very difficult to chase around. And that's what 25 milliwatts is doing. He's just a little tail away from the tail of Astronaut. And look at that. It's Shady taking the win already. Let's go jump straight into the FPV view of 25 milliwatts as he surveys us around the forest track out here and comes back into the transition. And we are again seeing through the eyes of 25 milliwatts. Let's see what happens right now with Bungos. Astronaut have completed, so it's already a done deal for the Hyderabad Hellraisers, as the Bombay Brigadiers take a little bit too longer to come back to their start and finish gates. And that is a story, and Anand still kind of stuck in that gate and the forest area. Look at that. The forest area can be a little bit too darkening if you're lost out there, and it's a very, very thin pathway as well. Lots of barks and trees, and then you have to make this transition through the intersection gate. That is what is causing a lot of issues out there. But in the meantime, let's score it up for the Hyderabad Hellraisers, and round number 6 goes with 1 for Shady, 1 for Bungos, and then we have 1 for Astronaut. So impressive, impressive performance once again, as we have 17-1 scoring at the moment at the count at the round number 6. And we will be heading straight away into round number 7 without any further delay out there. So let's go at the count of less than 5. And Anand has taken off. You can see all the pilots through his FPV view. And let's see, Shady already into the lead. 25 milliwatts also trying to break in out there. And the forest area. The forest area is really something that is very, very exciting, because here the players can do all kinds of mischief, and really the, the institutional judges cannot really judge what's happening at the back end of the forest out there. So maybe some of the pilots have snubbed each other in the forest, and the forest is really kind of a very suspenseful area. And right now, Astronaut is really back in form, and he is completing and getting back into the game. Astronaut is really pushed away, and look at that. Napster right now taking the lead. Napster is trying to show some guts out here, because he hasn't really gotten a point for his team, and he really needs to get this point. Let's go in with Napster. as we go into the forest, into the intersection, and coming back into the sporting arena with Napster. And Napster is looking good. For sure, he's looking good. And he's just a little behind Bungos. He looks like he's finally gotten himself into that groove. And look at that, those fine snow-clad forest out there. We are somewhere in the Norway, Sweden area out here, or maybe Finland. But these are certainly some of the colder places on the planet, with sort of a frozen gate, and right in the middle of it is a Red Bull ring. Let's go again through FPV view of a Napster. Look at that. It looks so dangerous out there in the forest. All the pilots a little bit scary to get into that area. And so is the commentator and the host as well, that forest can be all kinds of black and dark magic on the pilots, because Bombay Brigadiers looks like the forest has not blessed them as much as it has blessed the Hyderabad Hellraisers. And the Napster, okay, well, Napster has completed his third position. Well done, Napster. And looks, let's see where Anand and 25 milliwatts are. But even if Napster completed at position number 3, it was of no use, because he's up against Shady, and Shady was way ahead, a good 26 seconds ahead of Napster. And that, with that story, at the count of 6 pilots and round number 7, we have again the same story repeating. Somebody needs to pray Ganpati Bappa Moria, looks like, for the Bombay Brigadiers. And it's I think the Ganpatis are going to land a little bit later this evening, so not quite the blessings that the Bombay Brigadiers would have liked for this ring. But nevertheless, we will continue our real racing right now. The last 3 rounds coming in. Let's go, pilots, at the count of less than 5. Another viewpoint out there for us to see. Take off from the launch pad, and be following these pilots around the track. Each of them is fairly close to each other. They have to go up into the tunnel and then pass into the forest area. Again, the forest area, let's see how it looks for 25 milliwatts. He's chasing the tail of a Shady, and Shady brisked him a little bit from behind, and 25 milliwatts are really a little bit distorted because of that little bit of trickiness that Shady played in the forest region. And right now, it's going to be Napster. Let's see Napster in a tough competition between Napster and Bangos. If we can take a side view from here, and 25 milliwatts and Shady. Right now, 25 milliwatts is really dominating. He was for a while, but now it's going to be Napster. And Napster, look at that. Napster is taking the lead over Bangos, and Napster is heading straight away for Shady. Shady is his kill, and Shady is going. Napster wants to take the kill for Shady in the forest, but not what it seemed to be, and he had to recover. That gave Napster a little bit of a lag in his timing, and right now he's now chasing the tail of Astronaut, and now he's overtaken by Bangos. So a sad story for Napster. He was doing pretty well out there, but he really speeded a little too away and lost control of his drone. Right now, Astronaut is looking really supreme. I mean, he has come back from behind, and also Bangos has come back from behind. But look at that competition between Bangos and Napster out there. Napster is right behind Bangos. Bangos will be having a little bit of an edge, nevertheless, as he does the Jacob's ladder around the flag. All these 3 pilots flying and flying around, and they'll be going into that dive gate as they approach the finish line once again. And Astronaut taking the 3rd spot. A clean sweep once again for the Hyderabad Hellraisers. Nothing coming their way, the Bombay Brigadiers, and it seems like it's going to be pretty tough from here on. And let's see, at round number 9, they have to bag round number 9, all 3 points. They have to bag round number 10, all 3 points, and then get the 8 points at round number 11 to make it even more. Oh, well, just 2 rounds remaining. So let's see what happens at round number 9, coming up in less than 5. All the pilots are looking good. 23-1 is the scoring. Bombay Brigadiers need to think fast. They have to score some points out here, and it's getting a little too late for them. But let's view right into them with about 25 milliwatts. Look at that, very, very close, and 25 milliwatts a little too caught up in that forest area once again. It's not one of the better areas for 25 milliwatts or the Bombay Brigadiers. And then Bangos making his dive and coming back into the start of the Red Bull ring. There is also a real Red Bull out there if we take a look at the lawns area just before the frozen water. And it would be nice to see it sometime later. But right now, Bangos is leading Shady also. It's a competition between the pilots of the same team, Shady and Bangos. Together, they are rivaling the might of the Bombay Brigadiers. And Bombay Brigadiers are a very, very strong team. This time, looks like something didn't really click for them, but 25 milliwatts. So 25 milliwatts is another look at that. Some errors happening for 25 milliwatts. Anand trying to keep his cool. Anand at least wants to get ahead of Astronaut. He is very close of Astronaut actually. And and looks like, and he's toppled over. No, Anand and Astronaut a little too away. Astronaut picked up the lead as Anand little bit distracted from his concentration out there. And Astronaut now. Let's see how high he flies. Astronaut is behind 25 milliwatts, but ahead of Anand, and ahead of Anand is what it matters for Astronaut. He'll be taking the forest area real cool out here, feeling confident again into the intersection. Once again, Astronaut and Anand falls a little bit behind. Once again, a good 9 gates away, but he's trying to come back. Let's see if Anand is able to make up for his position one or the other time. But Astronaut has just finished, and that gives all the way a hopeless chance for Anand to even consider right now. So it's probably the same story at the moment, and Napster having some real network issue out there, but that is something that should have been sorted real fast because he couldn't go beyond lap number 1, gate number 5. So we are scoring all points once again for the Hyderabad Hellraisers. Really, the one point that stood out for the Bombay Brigadiers was from Anand at round number 4. And that's a very sided story right now. 26 points for Hyderabad Hellraisers versus 1 point for the Bombay Brigadiers. This is really not very good news for the Bombay Brigadiers, but nevertheless, once Ganpati Bappa comes in, they'll be feeling a little better. So round number 10, let's go for it. And we will be seeing again points 5 being scored for position number 1, and 3 points will be collected from the pilot that lands in position number 2 in round number 10. So without any further delay, let's cheer it up for all these two teams, and let's go ahead straight away into the final round number 10 coming up to you in less than 5. Astronaut again picking up. He has been improving his pickup, take, and speed and angle all the time, and he's going through that forest area. Very, very interesting to see the forest area with him. And Shady is leading the pack out here, posing and saying to his boys that really nothing is going to scare them anymore at the moment. It's all going to be fine, and they are going to be just fine. Napster, meanwhile, is trying to play the captain. But Napster was having some network issue out there in the previous round. Right now, it's looked like he's recovered, but he keeps on crashing, and looks like 25 milliwatts will have to take the burden on him, but he also had a little bit of a crash against that gate, had to come back at 25 milliwatts. And Anand a little bit slower on the track at the moment as compared to Astronaut. He's a good 25 gates away, so no chance looking at the moment for Anand. Napster probably may have a chance if he speeds up, but he's again a lap away from Shady. 25 milliwatts is probably an interesting battle to see between him and Bangos actually. So that's the only crucial one that's remaining in this round, the playoff between Bangos and 25 milliwatts. But 25 milliwatts still has a good amount of distance to cover as we see through his FPV view. He is nowhere near where Bangos is as well, because Bangos has already crossed the forest area, and 25 milliwatts are really crashing into the forest area once again. And that has been, as I said, not the right territory for 25 milliwatts. And 25 milliwatts will be completing also, but again, 1 to 3 positions have already been fetched. and been conquered by the Hyderabad Hellraisers, the Bombay Brigaders only having a moment to rest in the tents. And beautiful track, nevertheless, beautiful setup on the Red Bull Ring, and it was a beautiful scenery as well. And let's see if we can catch some of the mountains out here to give you a little bit of a peek. That's the forest area, and maybe it's from some other pilot's viewpoint, but yeah, look at that. So that's the entire scenery out there, and some of the mountains and some frozen water as well. So that was the story, guys, and we score 5 points for Shady. He has been a consistent performer, a clean sweep from Shady. So congratulations, Shady, for a clean sweep, as well as Bangos. Bangos also had a clean sweep. Congratulations, Bangos. You walk away, both of you, with 14 and 12 points each. And finally, there is going to be a 1 point scored for Astronaut against Anand. So that is a total domination, 35 points against the Bombay Brigadiers. That's the final score, and that will give them a good net run difference as per our latest stat sheets that we have formed. We will be posting that, the order and the ranking of the teams and the pilots. And 25 milliwatts needs to be again let in. So we are unlocking the server. We are seeing him trying to get in, but 25 milliwatts looks like the race, and the race is officially over. 25 milliwatts. We have completed 10 rounds. All the 10 rounds have been completed. So that was the quarterfinal number 2, guys. Very, very interesting. We had a lot of fun today on Ganesh Chaturthi, and we wish all the blessings from Ganpati Bappa for all of you out here in Mumbai, in Hyderabad, all across India, and the rest of the world who will be watching later tonight, or the recorded live version of this telecast. And that's all that we have for now. We will be coming back the next week for the third quarterfinal. And just to give you a quick update, who is going to be in the third quarterfinal that's lined up. Let's see the race schedule so you can join in. So yeah, the third quarterfinal is between KKR and BBG. So the next time it's going to be the Kalinga Krakens, the mighty Kalinga Krakens, going to take up the Bangalore Buzzers, and that's going to be a thriller as well. Quarterfinal number 3 on 29th August at 9:30 p.m. It's not going to be at 6:30 anymore. It was just for this day. We'll be resuming the 9:30 time for our Saturday Night Live, and then 29th is going to be KKR and BBC, and the fourth quarterfinal is going to be on 5th of September. That's going to be between UDP and TRV. So that's Udta Punjab versus Team Rotor FPV. So all of these boys will be getting ready for their quarterfinals coming up. And that's all we have for the lineup positions right now. We again congratulate the pilots from the Hyderabad Hellraisers. You put on a fantastic show out there, and we are really proud of all the boys and the pilots and the teams and all the race management staff that worked with us today to bring you a fantastic live feed. So for now, we wish you all the best. You have a very happy Ganesh Chaturthi for the rest of the evening, and for all the devotees out there, we wish you all the blessings, and do come back next week for the next quarterfinal. Meanwhile, we are wrapping it up from our studios in Mumbai, from our IDRL theater. Have a sweet day with lots of the blessings of Lord, and you have a great day and great evening. Good night, everybody. Thank